By May or June, we had the plant operational. The clean room was completed, and we had started to move in presses. The plan was to move in a number of presses, maybe 3 or 4 each month or something, until we got up to the specified 18 presses that we were to provide for them. We had purchased all the presses from Van Dorn through a guy by the name of Hub Scott, who was their representative in Texas, and a guy that we came to respect and enjoy working with. He was very good. Sometimes we had a little difficulty with our local Van Dorn rep here in North Carolina, but we found Hub to be very, very cooperative. We also used CIT financing to do equipment leases for all of the equipment that we put in the plant down there. That went fairly smoothly as well. We set up a weekend for the grand opening, and all of the staff managers and their wives or their spouses were invited to take a trip to Texas, spend the weekend, attend the open house, at the same time have an opportunity to visit and get to know each other a little bit better. Turned out to be a very pleasant weekend, very exciting events. Again, we had Tom Brady representing Abbott Labs. So it was an exciting time, certainly one that gave us quite a bit of visibility in the community there. And it turned out the community was a pretty nice place to do business. One of the things that we decided to do fairly early in the game was purchase a condominium in Round Rock that was maybe a mile from the plant. Maybe could have been a little bit more or less, but it also was very close to the cafeteria, Lundy's, where we had an opportunity to have our meals. Betty and I used it rather extensively because with our granddaughter down there, we were obviously anxious to get down there as often as we could. So we would plan a weekend down there so that we could have some time to work with Dean at the plant, but also an opportunity to visit with Dean and Kay and Catherine away from the plant. So we were having a pretty good time of it. We were pretty happy with the way things were going. It didn't turn out to be immediately profitable. It was a very challenging operation to get up to full speed. And Dean had to hire some people who did not have a lot of experience, although he had a couple of people that had extensive experience. One of those people was a guy by the name of Charlie Parker, who had worked some with Gordon Wade's company and asked to have an opportunity to go to Round Rock, and he was pretty much the supervisor of the maintenance operations. And one of the things we did in building the plant, very much plumbing involved for the circulating water system and those things. And we made a deal with First Line in Seagrove, who actually operated out of our plant number 3, a small portion of it. 2 guys from First Line went down for a period of about 6 weeks and did all the plumbing in the plant in Texas. Both of them were local Seagrove guys that had never spent much time away from Seagrove. It was quite an experience for them. Some interesting things. That area of Texas was adjacent to the hill country which was a real attractive place tourist-wise. There was an abundance of barbecue and actually rattlesnake rodeos. I never really wanted to participate in that, but that was one of the entertainments in that area, was to round up rattlesnakes on a weekend. I think in many cases they ate some of the rattlesnakes. So we began to learn a little bit about a culture that was a little different from Randolph County.